I'm Paula Marie, the Ebony Biz Diva. I'm a speaker, author, educator, podcaster, and online business trainer. I'm the queen of Free 99. I train and support business owners on the Free 99 options that will help their businesses operate saving money while making money.
It's your girl Paula Marie, aka the Ebony Biz Diva. Today I'm on my laptop. I tell you, I am outside of my comfort zone with this, but we are going to talk about SEO, which is search engine optimization. SEO, SEO, SEO. Like, wrap your heads around it because everything you do, even your social media posts, should include SEO. It just absolutely should. The way that you are found in the search engine is to be able to optimize all of your posts, illuminate all of your posts, magnify all of your posts, shine a light on all of your content. And you need to do that in the search engine so that you're pulled up when your clients are searching for you and what you do. So I pulled up my Google and I've got a lot of stuff on here. I know I'm working. Um, I'm going to pick a different word. I am going to pick, I'm going to pick Pilates. Um, So as you start to type in your words in the space bar, and this is on any platform, it can be Google, it can be Instagram, it can be Pinterest, YouTube, doesn't matter. When you start to type, you'll see that most search engines will start to pull the most commonly used words as you're typing to try to figure out the best answer to give you for what you're searching for. And they compile that list based off of what people have typed in. So they kind of memorize, or there's an imprint of what everyone has typed in. So, or your computer remembers everything that you have typed in. So actually, I'm not going to use this because I think this is actually pulling from what I've typed in. And because I teach Pilates too, it's probably memorized a lot of stuff. Let me think of something. Let me think of something. Let me think of let me think of um okay. Because normally people type in full sentences, they don't just type in words. So I just typed in something. Does being thirsty mean you are sick? And then it pulled all of the other questions that are similar to that. So, does it mean you're hydrated, dehydrated, have diabetes, pregnant, raised blood pressure, a sign of pregnancy? So, if there's anything that's close to this, then you would pick it. So, I'm going to pick dehydration and it's going to search for that. And then this list at the top is very important because when you are searching for words on Google, which is the largest search engine, you're going to have a list here. Shopping is always going to be first because they want people to to spend their money. So you'll start to see that. The news is always hot, but then you'll also see images, and this one is very important. So I'm going to click on it. Images, for the most part, I think 93% of your images come from Google. So if you click on images, then you'll see all of these. These are keywords. These could be SEO words. These are the top words when it comes to the topic that you typed in. So you could actually start to write these down and compile a list of keywords that match the question that you asked or you were looking for, that you're searching for. And these are images. So these images, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing earlier. I was thinking about video. These are images, and the images you can place the ALT text to. So whenever you're placing your images and you're asked to give an alt text, that's where you can stick some SEO words in so that your picture will pull up under that tab. And that's super important because if the whole page doesn't pull up, at least it will pull up. Let me see if I can minimize these so I can go back and forth a little easier. Yeah. And so you don't want to miss out on the alt text. You just don't want to do it. You want to make sure that um, when you have an opportunity to type that in, that you definitely type it in. And then video is next. So when you click on video, I think it's 92, 93% of video comes from YouTube. And that's because YouTube is the second largest search engine, which is why you always hear video is king, video is queen, because we're visual creatures. We look at video more so than we look at pictures, and we don't look at a text hardly at all if it doesn't have a picture or video on it. So you want to add as much video content as you can so that you have just a melting pot of different ways to populate on the World Wide Web. So you want to be able to navigate through that so that you can have video, you can have alt text in your images, and then you can pull up through the page itself. So I'm actually going to open this one out just a little bit more. All right. And then I'm going to scroll over to, actually, I'm going to go back. I'm looking at video. So I'm going to scroll down just a smidge, and we're looking in the left-hand corner. So this always pulls up. These are questions that people ask. You can always get your keywords from these questions. You're going to see common words in all of the line items. And so those common words are definitely keywords for you to use as SEO words. So you see dehydration in every sentence, the word thirst in every sentence. And then when you open the arrow, you're also going to see in the answer some options for keywords. Urine is in here a couple of places. Hydration, which is the opposite of dehydration, is in here as well. So you can get your words from that. Now, the biggest thing about my particular site is that I have a couple of um, apps embedded inside of my computer. And I'm really excited to share it with you because it takes the guesswork out of finding SEO words. But I did want to go through all the things I did before that, because if you're somewhere and you're not at your computer, you can readily find your SEO words pretty quickly. So I'm going to go to the down a little bit, and you can key in related keywords. So related keywords, you can download that. You can embed it into your computer, into your Chrome. And what it does is once you embed it into your computer, it will pull up keywords that you're looking for, and it'll also tell you what people are searching for, which is really key. Um, these are just these are words that I would use for hashtags. So if I'm hashtagging anything, it would definitely be these words here. These are like your top keywords. And then you can also load the metrics. You can export these and then you can compile them in a file. I usually keep a list of my keywords in my phone under my notepad so that when I am looking for some words. My top 10 I know, but I have about maybe 30 or 40. So sometimes I do a mix. I'll do like a couple of top and then I'll dig down low and get like the bottom fruit of the keywords. We could talk about treatment. And if you wanted to go a little bit deeper, let's say headache and thirst, right? So if you really want to go deeper and it's not just the surface of dehydration, let's just click on headache and thirst. And then that's going to bring a whole nother list. Doesn't mean that we can't use some from the other list, but remember, we're trying to be specific. So you want to get as specific to what it is you do as possible. So you really want to get into the weeds of it. And you'll start to see that the words look different. They're very specific. Tension, headache, excessive thirst at night. Like these are questions that people will be answering. And so if your product and service solves dry mouth, if you are the answer to chills and headaches and thirst, maybe during COVID, you may be suffering from that and thinking, OMG, what is going on? So you can just keep going. You can keep digging. Like you can just keep digging. So maybe it's for your child. Your child has the fever and is thirsty. It's not just a person. Let's keep going deeper. Let's keep finding what the keywords are and what the common word. And you see that the words get a little shorter too. And then it just keeps going. This one is just more and more and more and more and more because people are asking for these questions. But you notice that these keywords, the list just becomes shorter because the more you get specific about your question, the shorter the list will be, but it will be very specific and it will take you directly to the answer that you're searching for. You have to think about your client the same way. You don't want to say, "Hey, I service everybody. Everybody's my client." That's a common thing that people say, but you don't want to be that person because it could be anything. You could get any type of client, and you might get a client that you seriously don't want, a client that's not going to pay you what you're worth, a client that only wants to come around every blue moon, which is inconsistent for you to generate revenue, a client that wants you to change everything about what you do to suit them because, again, they're not your ideal client and what you do isn't a solution for what they need or want. So once you start to get very specific, you weed out all of those troublesome clients or the clients that are, not the best to work for. And I always say this, not that the clients aren't the best to work for, it's just that it's the wrong client for you. And once you wrap your head around that, you're fine. So now I want to scroll up to another app that I'm using, and this one is called Search Minion. And I did a workshop and someone told me about this one. So I was like, okay. you know, I'll try it.